This USAID video, part of the Development Outreach and Communications How-To series, is a component of Module 2 covering strategic communications, planning, and management.
Are you wondering what a SWOT analysis is? In this video, you're going to find out. It's an acronym, and it stands for Strengths, Weaknesses, Opportunities, and Threats. It's a necessary part of the strategic communications planning process and informs everything that comes after it. SWOT is an internal tool only, so be as honest as you possibly can in putting it together. The way to think about it is it's a situational analysis. You need to look at the current situation inside USAID and also from a perspective looking out at the broader environment. Inside our four walls, we want to know what we're good at and what we're not so good at. Externally, we want to identify where there are opportunities to take advantage of and where there are things that will pose problems or potentially could actually sink our entire communications plan. That way we can plan appropriately. It helps to put all this information together in one place. The standard convention is to use a 2x2 grid. When you look at it, it gives you an overall picture, and it'll give you some insights into how you might go about things tactically once we get to the planning stage. Let's consider a hypothetical SWOT. In the strengths box, you might note that your office includes an FSN fluent in several host country languages. That's a great asset, obviously. So too would be a mission director willing to support DOC activities and resource them appropriately. In the weaknesses box, you might note if your mission director was not a confident public speaker. That's not to say that you can't do something about that with training, but right off the bat, it's a limitation. Similarly, if you have resources for some, but not all of the approaches you'd like to use, that would hold you back at the immediate moment. As mentioned before, be candid about weaknesses, even though they're negative. You really need to be willing to look them in the eye. Shifting to opportunities, maybe there's a free and balanced media industry that covers most of the country. And perhaps there are lots of USAID stories that have not yet been covered in the news. And last but not least, you mark down threats. Maybe you have a population where few understand English and illiteracy is high. That's a problem that could be insurmountable if your DOC office loses the FSN fluent in host country languages. Similarly, if your main implementing partners do not correctly brand their products, activities, and materials, despite having been trained extensively, you might find yourself running into a brick wall. Now that you've filled out strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, it's time to start looking for some insights. These insights aren't written down on the SWOT itself. You have to connect the dots.